YouTubers were getting moving. I'll do one more walk around. All right, here we go. Leaving Prentice, heading to Minnesota. Belt squeaking in the morning, trying not to bother everybody that are still sleeping. 7 o'clock here. Away we go. Vinny is under the bed yet. We'll be heading west, so out of the sun. But this is a nice park. The price is higher than I wanted, but I was ready to be done driving. Vinny was ready to be done driving. All right, like I said, we're gonna head west. Beautiful Lake Superior. Here we go. Come on, Vinny.
1 3/4 miles. Keep left, then enter roundabout.
Still got belt squeaking, but I'll get talking in a minute. It's the morning. I'm not ready to talk yet. All right, I'm seeing the last little bits of Lake Superior, which you can barely see on the right. Catch a glimpse of it when we go through Duluth. And then it'll be west. No more Lake Superior. All right.
3/4 mile. Keep left, then enter roundabout.
All right. We're going to do what Elf Boy says for a while, and I'll talk to you in a bit. So, again, still not much to talk about. Still drinking my morning coffee. But we got about 60 miles to Duluth or so. And then west through, what's that state? That big state? Minnesota. Come on, brain. Do more than drive this morning. All right, there'll be more. And I read some comments, and I'm glad that the new lapel mic is meeting approval. I didn't want to shell out when I bought the silver. I didn't want to shell out the money for the black, so I was very happy to have one loaned to me, because the silver won't take a mic. So this should be an improvement for your listening enjoyment of hearing me say next to nothing, and often repeating said next to nothing statements. So, but again, I'll talk more later. I'll show you going through Duluth for sure. Some neat bridges and stuff. The morning light is nice. I do want to say, I'm going to ramble real quick. I'm excited about the rest of this trip. Still not really saying where I'm going, just I don't know why. And I'm sad to leave the UP. I was having a great time in the UP, but I'm excited about where I'm going, and I'll go back to the UP. Shocker. To many people, that might be a surprise. But I hope to share some amazing sights. But I'm already a little bit on a time crunch to get to where I'm going. So I don't know how much I'm going to show between here and there, other than the driving stuff, which now might be enjoyable to listen to. Well, I get perplexed on why people want to listen to what I got to say, but I'm glad that some do, and I'm glad for the communication back and forth. It's kind of a neat way to keep connected with people in a sense, instead of only talking to cats many of the times. I talk to people,
And I meet tons of people along the way.
but you know what I'm saying. So yeah. Sad and excited at the same time. But I'm going to try to lean towards the excited part. Sometimes I try to be an optimist. Sometimes you got to work at it a little bit. Things usually work out. More construction. Rumble strips. Oh God, I'm going too fast. Oh. Do they know what they do to me? That exit right there is to Port Whig and Bayfield. I've been there before, old videos. We're closing in on Superior and then Duluth. Sister cities right along the state lines. You missed a lot of construction. A lot. You're welcome. See? A lot of construction. And I'm speeding, I gotta slow down. Like, I stopped at that gas station. I remember stopping there. That's weird. I think. There's a Walmart up here. I remember stopping there. Came through here when I went to Isle Royale. Went up the North Shore coast of Minnesota. All the way to Grand Portage where you get the ferry. Well, it's not really a ferry, it's just a boat, because you don't take any cars with you. Oh. I would like to remind you that everything you're seeing and hearing is done with a 16, 17 pound diabetic cat on my lap. He fluctuates a little bit. So yeah. There's that. I think you can see on your right. We'll see a little bit more of it for a few minutes. It'll be the last glimpses of Lake Superior. Wah, wah, wah.
This really is a beautiful area, and I guess towards the beginning here I want to apologize for getting a little too talky and making this video too long, but I hope you enjoy.
This is kind of down, I don't know, business district maybe of Superior.
So this is where the traveling videos are really going to start going for a while, because I'm making a pretty long trek on this trip and looking forward to some great things.
All right, I guess I am on the detour. I think that's the first sign I saw for it since I hit the detour.
Again, this is Superior, Wisconsin. Pretty town.
Oops, you missed a little bit of the bridge. Beautiful bridges around here.
These aren't always popular, but this is what RVing is all about. Lots of driving, lots of places to go and see and have great experiences. This is my longest trip in Cousin Eddie.
Call this St. Louis Bay. Oh, we're stopping. Oh, we're stopping fast. Yikes.
It's always something.
Jeepers, it's the cops.
I thought about sticking some music in this video, but some like it, some don't. I'm not going to do it.
They got all the cops here. Accident, jumper, I don't know. I don't know what that was. But we're carrying on. This is a pretty bridge.
1 mile, turn left.
You're up
Well, it sure beats a day at the office.
You're up a little high.
Again, a camera's only going to do so much. A GoPro's going to do a little less, but the views from up here are really spectacular. As you cross this river, you get to Minnesota.
Okay, welcome to Minnesota.
Now, just to let you know what the plans are, this is just driving through Minnesota. I'm only going to stop to get gas and look at a couple things, but it's just going to be go, go, go as we head further west today. A good day of driving, a long day of driving.
This is steeper than it looks. Eddie's not liking this.
I'm going to end up talking about it in more videos, but I have a little moment coming up here that gives me some concerns for the rest of the trip, but running great.
Yeah, this is pretty steep. Not mountain steep, but steep. Okay, this is Minnesota. We'll be continuing on route for a while. Alright, Eddie didn't like that. Gave me a moment of weirdness.
I think the mic got disconnected for a minute.
Seems to be okay now. My check stuff seems alright. Keep an eye on him. Water temp went up a tiny bit climbing those hills, but it's back to normal. It's fine. I'm gonna chalk it up to a momentary thing and not worry about it. Takes some effort sometimes in an older vehicle, but seems fine. Okay, just gonna drive.
Again, full disclosure, it stayed on my mind for a little while.
Ah, yeah, Minnesota roads. Yay, not so much. Okay. You don't want to hear me complain, do you? I didn't think so. Alright, wants me to turn left. We gotta hope for better roads. Jesus.
Minnesota, you really do have a pretty state, but your roads, oh my goodness, they're worse than Michigan.
Still random thoughts in my head. That did give me a little bit of a, oh. Eddie did not like those hills, and they weren't terrible. So we'll see how he does. He's running fine now. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about it. Let's hope I got nothing to worry about, right?
I was able to keep driving without severe worries, but, you know, admitting again, it stayed in the back of my mind a little bit, hoping that everything was going to be all right, because I try to keep a secret on where I'm going, but I'm going all the way to Washington State, and that's 2 big mountain ranges to cross. Here's a little secret. I'm already there, so we made it safe. But there were some concerns.
Just crossed the Mississippi River. That detour, I got to a stop sign and there was detour signs in both directions. There really was. Both saying west. I chose wrong. So I had to go and there's nowhere to turn around. I finally found a spot, a driveway to turn around. So we're back on the right path, I think. Eddie's driving fine now. Well, once I got back on the right, this has been a pretty detour, but I think it took me way out of my way, because this is kind of middle of nowhere in Minnesota. I think 2's the only thing that goes across here, but it's pretty. And we're crossing over the Mississippi again. Should find a place to park. If I come back this way, I'll do it. Back on 2 finally. I think it was out of my way, but the roads seemed a tad bit better than 2's been. Enough rambling, enough talk. I just put some go-go juice in Eduardo here. Seems to be running well. The road is nice. Fingers crossed that both those things keep happening. All the idiot things are in where they're supposed to be, and everything seems hunky-dory. Hunky-dory. All right. Here's a casino. I see RVs parked. I don't know if they got power. I don't see any power around.
I like to share things, but admit when I was driving I didn't know where I was at, and I sure don't now.
I just like to look, see what options are out there. So we're just chugging along through many construction zones. At least we're moving. Wide open spaces in northern Minnesota. Went by Cass Lake. That looked very nice. Big lake. Don't know much about it. It's pretty, even with the orange cones. Got the air on. Trying to be sparing with it, as I discussed in the video. They said that belt squeak is the AC compressor squeaking. So try to nurse it along and use it as little as I can. Friggin' spider. Dead spider. I don't like to kill things, but that was an ugly spider. I'm still cruising along. Eddie's humming along really nicely. I'm around Bemidji. I think I'm saying that right, Bemidji. Again, you know, I turn the thing on when I got a thought. I know I'm passing a lot of stuff that could be cool to see, but I'm kind of on a time crunch now, and not a hectic one, but a steady one. And even if you're in your RV, it's hard to see everything. See what you can, enjoy what you see. I don't have a lot of plan, just going west. And the wind, it's warm. It's probably close to 90 today. This is what a lot of US 2 can look like. A lot of it's 2-lane, a lot of it's 4-lane like this. This turn up here is to get to International Falls. I've been there. Home of maybe Bronco Nagurski, somebody. It is very windy. Yikes. I didn't like the feel of that. Nobody around.
So I let it slide in the other lane.
Wow, that gave me quite the push. Okay. There's more construction that I will spare you. You're welcome. Yes, this is pretty much the Great Plains, isn't it? There's bigger trees than the real Great Plains, but it's flat and it's windy. And we're cruising along 62.
I bet you could haul a lot of toys in this car.
Oh, I'm hauling too many toys in this thing, Elf Boy. I don't think I'm a hoarder, but I guess I have to admit to being a bit of a pack rat. I tell myself before I take trips, you don't need this, you don't need this. I got a feeling I already rambled about this. I'll keep going. When I edit, I'll know to take it out or not. Food, there's groceries along the way. All the gear that I think, oh, I'm gonna use it, I never use it. So as my mind just wanders around in this open, pretty landscape, there's some sayings out there. There's like, drive it like you stole it, drive it like a rental. Well, with this is drive it like it's a 22-year-old RV. Van, RV, whatever you want to call it. 65. With a cat on my lap. a diabetic one-eared cat on my lap. Another cat sleeping up on her coffee pot perch.
The diabetes is manageable, but it does make traveling a little bit more difficult keeping on timetable.
All right, so something interesting on this median in between. Must be farmer's land because there are bales of hay. Somebody growing hay between the two sides of two. I thought that was kind of funny. The funny thing is, there's like very few people on the roads. It's very desolate. There's not a lot of traffic out here. I'm looking at my battery and it's running low. So I don't know if I'll get a new battery in before I stop, because it's closing in on time to stop. For the cats, for Eddie, and for that's far enough. I think about 450 miles so far today. I think. I don't know. So all those rocks are the old other side of the road, and they look like they've been there a while and not a lot of work going on. So what I would assume, it's gonna be a while before that's done. They gotta haul all that away and then come in and start putting the road down. I don't know how bad that side is, or was. It's bad now, it's just dirt. But this side's not too bad. There's a lot of sections of road that could have used that done to them, if this side's any indication. Closing in on North Dakota. Alright, so there they got the gravel. They're putting the bed of the road down. That's probably been every bit of 15 miles of that tore up. Gonna take them a little bit of time, I believe. Wow. That's quite the project. Have we entered the plains yet? Trees are starting to fade away. Let me get my head in the game. I'm still on East Coast time. I've been driving a while.
This was a I'm kind of tired ramble.
This is Crookston, I think.
Turn right.
We're turning right, Elf Boy.
Nice little town on an increasingly hot day, and if you follow along the rest of this trip, I'm going to run into that whole heat dome thing, and it gets hot.
Oh, Vinny.
There are times he becomes painful.
Vinny, you're killing me, brother. I know this isn't fun for you either. GoPro, stop recording. Vinny, when we slow down like that, Vinny climbs around because he wants this to be over. It's gonna be over soon enough, brother. Well, not soon enough, but soon. Looks like a darn zombie apocalypse. Not a lot of activity. Everybody's heading the other way from me, too. Not a lot of traffic. I just saw some traffic, but not a lot of traffic. I know, Vin. Alright, the road is terrible. Vinny is unhappy. Kiki just threw up a little bit. And I'm almost in North Dakota. So I'm gonna say have a great and wonderful day. I gotta find some place. These guys have had enough today. It's hot. We're running the air conditioner.
Santa must have a newbie to find all these houses.
There ain't no houses out here, Elf Boy.
This is Sometimes the Co-Pilot. Made it to North Dakota. Great and wonderful day.